بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم تقبل منا وتب علينا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك ولا تجعلنا مولانا من الغافلين عن ذكرك ولا عن طاعتك. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Today, inshallah, the topic, by the request of the brothers or the sisters, is we're going to be talking about the celebration of the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, I would like to ask everybody to be fair and patient. Okay? I understand that we came, all of us, from different backgrounds. All of us, we have different ideas. All of us, we have different belongings. We belong to so and so, belong so and so. The most important thing is that we must and should belong to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is what I start with. This is the way that it will be saved. This is the way that will save you from hellfire. And again, the principle that we're going back, ما عليه أنا وأصحابي. It's the system or the policy that I am on, the Prophet ﷺ is on, and the companion of the Prophet ﷺ is on. So now I'm going to go into a sequence of things, and I hope by the end of it you will come up with a result. 362 years. All the Muslim Ummah, they don't know nothing about the celebration of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. 362 years had passed. Now you can imagine who is in those 362 years? The Prophet ﷺ, the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, Tabi'at Tabi'een, and so on. And then Al-Qaramita, those are a group of people, they call themselves Al-Fatimiyun. Those are wrong name, they are not. They are not Al-Fatimiyun, and they don't even like Sayyidi Fatima radiallahu anha, and they don't like the Prophet ﷺ. Those are the true things are Al-Ubaydiyun. They belong to somebody, his name was Sa'id ibn Maymun al-Qurmuti. Sa'id, this guy, had changed his name to Ubaydillah. And those people, they came and they have captured Egypt. So they became the ruler in Egypt. Their ruling was starting from the beginning of the 300 of Al-Hijrah. Those people were not good. Even though, I'm going to give you a little bit of piece of history. In 317 Hijriya, one of their leaders, his name is Abu Tahir al-Qurmuti, went to Al-Kaaba with his group of people and killed everybody in Al-Kaaba. At the time of Hajj, they killed everybody. The Kaaba, they said it was up for about 1.5 meters with blood. Who did it? Abu Tahir al-Qurmuti came from Egypt, and he was saying kufri things. You see, subhanallah, the people who they write it, I'm not going to say it again, but he was challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you created the khalq and I kill them. And so, and those people, they took the black stone of Al-Kaaba, they pulled it out, and they took it to Egypt. For 22 years, they took it on 317 Hijriya. The stone did not return until 339. So those people, the people of Egypt, they got fed up with them. So about 362, the people in Egypt were about boiling with their behavior. So those people, they changed the tactic, the policy or the situation or the tactique or the technique that they have. They changed it. They start building masajid. They start making themselves having more taqwa. And the ruler at that time was Al-Mu'izz لدين الله الفاطمي, Al-Mu'izz al-Fatimi. And he started making all those festivals. 362 years of Al-Hijrah, the first celebration of the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they established it on the 12th Rabi' al-Awwal. And then he made a lot of food, and he invited a lot of people, and and they had a show. All the army made them come out, and they give money to everybody. They were trying to take care of the riots, take care of the people, trying to show them that we are good people. And they are not only celebrated the birth of the Prophet, celebrated the birth of Sayyidina Ali, Sayyida Fatima, Al-Hassan, Al-Hussein, the beginning of the Hijri year, Eid Ras al-Sana. They celebrated Ramadan, they celebrated the middle of Sha'ban, they celebrated Rajab, they celebrate all kind of stuff, trying to amuse people, and taking them. So it started there. Now, about 418, about 40 some years later, the people of Iraq, they like the idea. And they have a sultan over there, they call it Kabri, the sultan there in Iraq. He was the governor, the one who takes care of Erbil. He has also another Sufi, another guy who is from Sufi. He went and he visited Egypt, and he liked the idea of what's going on. So he came back and he told this, the king at that time, Al-Mudaffar Lidinillah Kokabri, he convinced him, why don't you do like Egypt is doing? They have a great scholar over there. They have too many good people there. And all of those people, they are celebrating the birth of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. So why don't you do it? So he started it. This guy, his name, Mullah Umar. This guy who convinced Mudaffar. So they start doing it there. And then start going on and on and on and on. Until today. So this is the history of when it started. Now, phase 2, this is phase 1. Phase 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have sent us, as always, scholar who they are not scholar, mashayikh who they are ignorant. They saw this particular habit. They saw what people are doing it, and everybody likes it. So those people, they start coming up with what they call a shubuhat, to convince people that this is a very good idea. Okay, now we're going to go with the phase 2, telling you what those shubuhat, the misconception, and how they play with the mind of the people who they are ignorant. Most people are ignorant. So what they said, Ya akhi, those people who they are against the celebration of the Prophet himself celebrated his birth. How is that? Don't you believe in Sahih Muslim? Yes. Isn't Sahih Muslim is a good book? Yes. Well, here's the Prophet ﷺ. He was asked, Ya Rasulullah, we see you that you fast Monday. Why? The Prophet ﷺ said, hadith in Sahih Muslim, I fast Monday because that's the day I was born, and this is the day unzila alayya fi. The first time Jibreel alayhi salam was coming unto me, Or maybe, according to the scholar, أنزل علي فيه means the Quran. That means the Quran was descended on me on that particular day, which is Monday. So then, those people, they took this hadith and they ran with it. Here's the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith that I am celebrating my birth by fasting Monday because this is the day I was born. Now, every misconception we're going to stop by and try to defend it before we go to the second one. That will be better in my mind. If you think otherwise, let me know. First of all, nobody said if you want to celebrate the birth of the Prophet ﷺ by fasting Monday, God bless you, do it. The Prophet did it, you can do it. But which Monday? Every Monday. Not specific Monday. Not 12 Rabi' al-Awwal. The Prophet ﷺ have never mentioned about 12 Rabi' al-Awwal. As a matter of fact, 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, it is not an agreement among the scholar that this is the day of the birth of the Prophet. Nobody knows the day of the birth of the Prophet. He was born in Am al-Fil. You see? That's what we know. And there are other indications. They said it was springtime. That's all what we know. 7 Rabi' al-Awwal, 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, 27 of this, 27 of that, we don't know. So to pick up a particular day and make a celebration in it, the Prophet did not do it. You're claiming that the Prophet celebrated, okay, do like him. What do? You fast Monday. That's it. So if somebody comes and said, I want to fast Monday because that's the day of the birth of the Prophet, Jazakallah khair. Why? Because all of us love the Prophet. All of us, we believe it's a great sustenance from Allah. It is the greatest sustenance from Allah, the greatest gift from Allah, that He sent us the Prophet. The Prophet ﷺ told us in the hadith that it's in the highest authenticity. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من ولده ووالده والناس أجمعين. He's supposed to be the most lovable person to us, individually. So, I'm so happy. I'm going to fast Monday because that's the day he was born. God bless you, do it. Nobody's going to go against you. But don't tell me Monday this or Monday that, because the Prophet ﷺ did not distinguish any Monday. He was fasting every Monday. That's point one. Point two, there's another hadith, also in Sahih Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ was asked, we see you fasting Mondays and Thursdays. The Prophet ﷺ gave us another indication. He said, Mondays and Thursdays are the day that your deed will be exposed. تعرض الأعمال يومي الاثنين والخميس. Your deed will be exposed. Exposed to where? I don't know. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reviewing your deed. Maybe the angels reviewing your deed. The Prophet ﷺ said, تعرض مبني للمجهول. We don't know تعرض. But we're hoping that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what is meant, that what scholars said. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will review your deed on Mondays and Thursdays. And the Prophet ﷺ said, وَأُحِبُّ أَن تُعْرَضَ أَعْمَالِي وَأَنَا صَائِمٌ. I would love for my work, my sheet of work, my sheet of deed, when it is exposed, that it will be exposed when I am fasting. Okay? That's hadith number 2, hadith in Sahih al-Tirmidhi, للإمام الألباني. Another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ was asked the same question. Ya Rasulullah, we see you fast Monday. Why? The Prophet ﷺ said, on Monday, this hadith in Sahih ibn Majah, according to Shaykh al-Albani, this hadith is authentic. The Prophet ﷺ said, on Monday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all the believers except those people, the mutashahinaini. The hadith did not say mutashahinaini. The hadith said the mutahajjiraini. يهجر بعضهم بعضا. I don't talk to him, I don't deal with him. When I see him, I go away, and he sees me, he goes away. يهجر بعضهم بعضا. The mutahajjirain. Two people, they have a fight, they have dispute, they have this, they're not. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, leave those alone until they reconcile. يعني اتركوا هذان حتى يصطلحا. Leave them alone until they make up. So Monday then have another benefit, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive us on Monday. This hadith on Sahih Ibn Majah. So this is Monday. So for you to tell me that the Prophet ﷺ celebrated his birthday, it is not. He celebrated his birthday by fasting Monday, because Monday the deed will be exposed, because on Monday you will be forgiving. So he fasted Monday. So don't take that as a hujjah or proof that this is the way to celebrate the Prophet. So this is misconception number one, that those scholars that they are using. And one of those scholars that they made a big issue about it, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yaghfir lana wa lahu, we ask for maghfirah for all the Muslims. They call it Al-Ustaz Amr Khalid. Okay? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him. And there are others, they're doing the same thing because they copy from one another, and because they don't have any knowledge, they don't have ilm, so what they do is they copy somebody else what he's saying, so they repeat without having what they call it tahqiq, research and study and find out what the scholar said about a particular hadith. Misconception number two, they said, Ya akhi, don't you like the Bukhari? Yeah, I love the Bukhari. Hadith in the Bukhari عن عروة بن الزبير رضي الله عنه. This hadith is very important. A lot of people, they are writing about it. Urwa ibn Zubayr radiallahu anhu said that after Abu Lahab died, he was seen in the dream. This is the hadith in the Bukhari. بعض أهله رأوا أبو لهب في المنام. They see Abu Lahab in the dream. They asked him the question, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do with you? Abu Lahab said in the dream, Abu Lahab said, I have not seen any goodness period. ما رأيت بعدكم خيرا قط. And they see him in a very bad situation. And that's in the hadith, that he was in a very bad situation. And then he said, I haven't seen any goodness after you, meaning after I died, after the part. Except on Monday, I will be giving that much of water. You see? On only Monday, I give that much of water because of Thuwayba. Thuwayba used to be a slave, belonged to Abu Lahab. Thuwayba used to go between the house of the Prophet ﷺ and his house. Thuwayba, when he learned about Amina radiallahu anha, Amina, the mother of the Prophet ﷺ, gave a birth to the Prophet ﷺ, she ran toward Abu Lahab because Abu Lahab is his uncle. She ran toward Abu Lahab, Thuwayba, and she said, Amina have given a birth to a boy. He was so happy, and he told her, you are free. You see? أعتقها. Because of this, on Monday, he gets that much water when he is in hellfire. This is the hadith. This hadith in the Bukhari. Okay. What did the scholars say? Yes, this hadith in the Bukhari. No doubt. But hadith Urwa, it has so many things wrong. He said, Ru'ya. Who did see him? Who is that the man? Who is that person who is reporting this? Urwa didn't say. He said some of his people, بعض أهله رأوه في المنام. Okay, me, we don't know. Secondly, since when our deen will be taken from dream? And the scholar, long time ago, they made a rule. And it says, لا تؤخذ أحكام من أحلام. It's a rule. You cannot build a rule or a ruling on a dream. لا تؤخذ أحكام من أحلام. So, first of all, we don't know who saw him. Secondly is, this is a dream. How do we know it's real? And he is no good to start with. Second one, Al-Imam al-Suhaili, rahimahullah, he said, the one who saw him is Al-Abbas, radiyallahu anhu, which is his brother. He saw him and he asked him, what had happened to you? He said, I am in a very bad situation. I haven't seen any goodness after you. And on Monday, يخفف عني, because I freed Thuwayba when she told me the birth of the Prophet. So some of those people, they took that and they said, here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is lessened the adab on Abu Lahab. Because of what? Because he was so happy by the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reducing on him the torturedness on Monday because of the Prophet. Okay. Now the question is, would you believe Urwa? Would you believe Al-Abbas? Would you believe this dream? Or do you believe Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in many ayat of the Quran, وَقَدِمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا مِنْ عَمَلٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. If you die kafir, there is no good deed in this dunya will help you. That's one. That's Surah Al-Furqan, ayah number 23. Another ayah, وَقَالُوا ادْعُوا رَبَّكُمْ يُخَفِّفُ عَنَّا يَوْمًا مِنَ الْعَذَابِ. The kuffar in the hellfire asking the angels, please ask Allah to reduce it, to reduce the adab, not to eliminate it, no, just to reduce it. يُخَفِّفْ عَنَّا يَوْمًا مِنَ الْعَذَابِ. قالوا ادعوا وما دعاء الكافرين إلا في ضلال. It's not going to do you no good. You pray whatever you want. Surah Ghafir 49 and 50. It's not going to do you no good. In Surah Al-Zukhruf, وَنَادَوْا يَا مَالِكْ لِيَقْضِي عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ. Now he does not want to reduce it. Let us die. So they called Malik, the one who is in control of the hellfire. لِيَقْضِي عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ. They're asking for death. Please. قَالَ إِنَّكُمْ مَاكِثُونَ. You're staying right there. لَقَدْ جِئْنَاكُمْ بِالْحَقِّ وَأَكْثَرُكُمْ لِلْحَقِّ كَارِهُونَ. We have sent you the truth, and you hated the truth. You see? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا يخفف عنهم العذاب. لا يخفف عنهم العذاب. And you're telling me that Abu Lahab said, that his torturedness will be reduced on Monday? Now, do I believe Abu Lahab or do I believe Allah? So this hadith, this misconception from that hadith cannot be dependent on. So those two misconceptions, that they are making big lectures about them, and they even wrote booklets about them, and they use them. Is this ghiba if we talk about a person? Abdullah al-Harari, he wrote a book. He brought all those shubuhat. He made all the book about those shubuhat, you know. الفرية على الاحتفال بخير البرية. That's the book. He wrote so many misconceptions, all of it around this hadith on Monday and this hadith of the Waiba. You see? And so on. So, this is phase 2, that people are playing with the people's mind, because those people, they want jamahir, they want the publicity, they want to go with the trend. Everybody is celebrating the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. Everybody is doing it, right and left. So if we're going to stand up and we're going to say there's no celebration of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, now all the threat and all the accusation is going to come to us. You are Wahhabi. You are no good. You are making yourself better than anybody else. You are. I am not. I am following the behavior of the Prophet ﷺ. I'm following the behavior of the Sahaba. Anybody claim, this guy came from Tunis the other day. He made a big lectures on TV, on the YouTube, you can see it. His name is Al-Khamisi. He said the Sahaba followed the Prophet ﷺ, and they did not love him so much because he was one of them. They used to talk, he used to talk, and they used to argue with him. And he brought an example of Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, when the Prophet ﷺ was making the treaty with the kuffar, and Umar stood up, and the other guy stood up, and this guy, he brought this. And half of what he brought is a lie, by the way. But the only person who protested was Sayyidina Umar. And Sayyidina Umar talked to the Prophet, then he talked to Abu Bakr, then Sayyidina Umar repented, and Sayyidina Umar said, Wallahi, I have done so much of the good deed and sadaqat, praying to Allah to forgive me for questioning the Prophet ﷺ on the day of Hudaybiyah. So where you're talking about that there are so many people, you know, they were against that decision and this and that, that's a lie. So he said, he take this one, that the Sahaba, they used to follow the Prophet, you know, and respect him, but they did not love him as much as we love him. That's why they didn't celebrate the birth of the Prophet, and now we celebrate the birth of the Prophet. Anybody believe that claim, that we love the Prophet more than them? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala radiya anhum fil Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a degree in the Quran. You see? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made thana. Like Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah said, he said, I can count more than 75 ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is complimenting the Sahaba in the Quran. And you're telling me that we love him more than the Prophet? If we love him more than the Prophet, why we're doing all these mistakes? Why we're doing all of those problems that we have? And the Sahaba, like Anas radiallahu anhu said, he said that he told Anas, because see, Anas lived until 93 of Al-Hijrah. So he lived so long. He told some of the people in Iraq, when he was there, he said, you do things nowadays, it looks to you okay. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we used to count it as a kaba'ir. And the scholars said, if Sayyidina Anas is telling the people of 70 years al-Hijrah, this saying that you're doing something, in your eye it is so minute, it's so small. At the time of the Prophet, we used to call it from al-Kaba'ir. And then the comment on it, if Anas was here today, after 1440 سنة, if he saw what we're doing, what are we doing? You're telling me we love the Prophet more than them? وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. So that claim is no good. So this is the phase 2, or phase 3 right now, that we have some people trying to make things okay. Now, you understood from the beginning, 362 years, the best of the Ummah, that's what the Prophet ﷺ said. In the hadith in the Bukhari, خير القرون خير الناس قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. Those 3 generations came after the Prophet, they did not know. And they didn't do the celebration of the Prophet ﷺ. 362 years of al-Hijrah, the problem started with celebrating. Al-Imam Malik rahimahullah, Imam Dar al-Hijrah, he used to copy what the people of Al-Madinah did, and that's what I said last time. And you open the Muwatta, you do not find a single report that the Prophet ﷺ or the Sahaba or anybody from those 3 groups, they have celebrated the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. So, is it possible that something was not practiced 350 years of the best years of Islam? It was not practiced. It will be good, it will be essential if we practice it today. That's what I said in the beginning. Walk with me, and then you could come to the result by your own. Those the best people, the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba radwanullahi alayhim, at-tabi'een wa tabi'i at-tabi'een, for 350 years, they did not celebrate the birth of the Prophet. And the one who started the birth of the Prophet, those are the enemies of Islam. Al-Ubaydiyun are known to be kuffar. They're known to be kuffar. There is no 2 scholars of Islam will dispute this fact. Al-Ubaydiyun are kuffar. They are the one who started the celebration of the Prophet. Now you take what they started, those kuffar, and make it part of your religion. Now, the fourth phase. Somebody will say, Ya Akhi, Al-Imam al-Suyuti said in the book of Ad-Durr al-Manthur that celebrating the birth of the Prophet is good. Al-Imam al-Sakhawi said, Al-Imam ibn Hajar, the one who made Sharh al-Bukhari, Fath al-Bari, Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari, Al-Imam ibn Hajar radiyallahu anhu said, yes, to celebrate and to be happy for the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, this is something good. Sunnah hasana. Okay. Al-Imam al-Sakhawi. Who's Al-Imam al-Sakhawi? Imam al-Sakhawi is the one who made the book كشف الخفا ومزيل الإلباس فيما اشتهر على ألسنة الناس. This is the book Al-Imam al-Sakhawi rahimahullah. المقاصد الحسنة. الإمام السخاوي did أداخي كشف الخفا للعجلوني. الإمام السخاوي wrote a book about the good hadith and the bad hadith. It's called, the name of the book is المقاصد الحسنة. المقاصد الحسنة الإمام السخاوي, he is the one who is defending the sunnah from, he said, if you want to celebrate the birth of the Prophet ﷺ and you're going to be happy with it, that's something good. You see? And so on. So somebody on TV will come up and say, Ya Akhi, those Wahhabiyah, Those Taymaniya belong to Ibn Taymiyyah radiallahu anhu. Those people who they hate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those people who they do not want to celebrate the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look at your mashayikh. And they go one by one by one by one by one. Okay? For God's sake, be truthful. If you're copying somebody's saying in English, they are better. If you said somebody said, you open a parenthesis and you put exactly what he said, and on the footnote you said page number so and so, line number so and so. You don't say what he said by meaning. You copy exactly what he said. And this is Islamic habit before it is American or English or British habit. Go back to Imam Ibn Hajar. He said, all of those scholars, I went to them one by one. And I took from what they said. All of those people, they said, back to 2 points. We love the Prophet ﷺ more than anything else. We are so happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He is the mercy of all mankind. Of course we love him. We love the day he was born. No, more than anything else. Yeah. And if we can fast Monday, we will fast Monday. Which Monday? Every Monday if it is possible. We don't single one Monday out. He did not single one Monday out. Of course we love him. Of course I am happy he was born. Of course I am happy that it was descended on him, the Risala. I am very happy for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, we're happy. And I must be happy every day. I must love him every day, every minute of my life. I don't designate one day of a year and saying it. So those people, all what they said, yes, love the Prophet, celebrate the Prophet ﷺ by making salah on him, fasting on Monday, making salah on him. It's an order from Allah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا صَلُّوا عَلَيْهِ وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. When Ya Rabbi? When? Always. Always. The ayah did not tell you when. The ayah did not tell you 12 Rabi' al-Awwal. The ayah told you always. إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ. يُصَلُّونَ فعل مضارع. الفعل المضارع, it's a continuous, it's a present tense. What does it mean? It means continuous. يصلون. Before an hour they will make salah. Now they're making a salah. After an hour they're making a salah. يصلون على النبي. Allah and the man. Yeah, and it's an order from Allah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا. When Ya Rabbi? Always. As much as you can. Be happy. Those what the scholars said, yes, we should celebrate the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, but when? Every day, every moment. How do we celebrate it? By praying on him, by adapting to his sunnah, by following his order. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that in the Quran, in Al-Imran. You see? So this is the idea. So you come, you said, and Imam Ibn Hajar said, you do it according to the Sunnah. You do it, and that's what he said, without bid'ah, without munkarat. Without bid'ah, without munkarat. Yes, we love the Prophet. We are celebrating every day the birth of the Prophet. Every time we say Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, we recognize the ni'mah from Allah that He sent the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also, here's an indication. I'm coming. But let me finish all what I got before I forget my train of thought, and I apologize. I don't have my phone. I don't know what time it is.
You're good.
I'm good? Jazakallah khair.
6:15.
Jazakallah khair. 6:30. You see? And also, 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, it is more true that it is the day of his death rather than the day of his birth. It is more true that it is the day of his death, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, than it's true of the day of his birth. And here it is. As I am so happy that he was born, as so happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him to us, the opposite is true. I have to be so sad for his death. Nobody mentioned this. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned that. The Prophet ﷺ said, if some of you, the hadith sahih reported by Ibn Majah, Muslim, Imam Ahmad, wa Tabarani, and so on, if somebody was hit with a calamity, إذا أصيب أحدكم بمصيبة فليتذكر مصيبته بي فإنها أعظم. If my mother died, something is very sad to me, but it is more sad to me when I remember that the Prophet ﷺ had passed away. You see? So according to those people, why don't we celebrate, and make azam, on 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, where the Prophet ﷺ died? Nobody is talking about azam. Why? When dear person, Abu Hussein, his mother died, we made azam in the gym. Everybody came, we got coffee, we got date, we got this, we got that. So who is more important? The mother of Abu Hussein or the Prophet ﷺ? So why don't we do it every Monday? Let's make celebration or make azam. Everybody is supposed to have azam.
No, this is Shia trend.
Shoo sa?
This is Shia trend to make azam on people who's dying, and this is.
Yeah, but we're not doing it. But what I'm saying is, as I love the Prophet, as I am happy for the day of his birth, I am also so sad for the day of his death, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that was his order. He ordered us to remember the musibah with him by losing him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have that authentic.
Okay, Sheikh. A lot of, some people, many people argue that, first of all, bid'ah and an action is considered if it's related to the deen. In celebration of birthdays, anniversaries, New Year's, whatever it is, those are social events. And if they're going to remember, if you get somebody that they love, or somebody that was important to them, or somebody who's related to them, somebody who's beloved to them, like the Prophet ﷺ, if they do certain deeds or certain acts in their remembrance as a social affair, how is that going to be related to the deen, and why would that be forbidden? Because it cannot be considered as an act of bid'ah, because it has nothing to do with the deen. It's a social affair, it's a social celebration. Number one. Number two is that I thought ada and getting together and giving your condolences to the people who lose somebody, there was a specific order that you're not supposed to have any other 3 days, after 3 days. So I thought it would be in violation if we did it like a month later or 2 months later and get together and remember it.
First of all of us know that in any school of thought, regardless of what it is, you will find groups within that school of thought. Group that they are very mutashaddidin. They are hard and hardliners, put it this way. And then we have a group who they are the easy one, linear, more linear. And also there's a third group like to be in the middle, in between. In every group, even in the religion group, you find people are so strict, some people are, more, and so on. So, the people, like for example, I graduated from school. It's a big thing. It's a big achievement I have done in my life. And all my friends want to celebrate my graduation. Those hardliners, they said, "You are a Muslim?" "Yes, alhamdulillah." A Muslim does not have any celebration except two celebrations. Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha. That's it. Any other celebration, you know, it is not right. The linear one says, or the middle one says, or the reformer, you give them so many names. They say, well, this has nothing to do with the deen. This is joyful things. Accomplishment in the dunya. You know, I graduated. And my friends and my family and everybody, you know, they wanna have that fun. They wanna have that happiness. They wanna have that joy. They wanna give him the appreciation that the kid for whatever he did. So this has nothing to do with the deen. Ya akhi, do your celebration. Do whatever you want. That's one. I am with those group of people. You like it, you don't like it, be either way you want. Everybody is responsible in front of Allah for what he believes. But if there's somebody of you, his son is graduating, I'm the first one to come if you invite me. And I'll bring you present also. Somebody was sick, going to the hospital, major operation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him shifa. He's making the gathering. He's happy. He's happy. Wallahi, I will be the first one to be there. Okay? Somebody has a son. Eid al-Milad. Now everybody's going to jump on me now, including my wife. Somebody have a baby. He's happy with his baby. They're making shower. They're making whatever they want to call it. And they're making food and they're giving everybody. So we go there. We pray for him to be a good person. It has nothing to do with the deen. What's wrong with this?
Sounds like you like to party.
So what?
It sounds like you like to party.
Like to party? Well, it's okay. Yeah. You see? So that's what I'm saying is, al-bid'ah, akhi. Wallahi, I studied bid'ah. More than 4 or 5 sheikhs. I studied bid'ah. All what we do is bid'ah. We studied the book of Imam al-Shatibi rahimahullah, al-i'tisam, over and over and over again. Some of our teachers and scholars, they said, Ya ibni, put 75 خط تحت في الدين. في الدين. البدعة في الدين. To add something to the deen, to take something out of it, to change some in the deen, either by time, by number, by al-kayfiyya, by the wording, to change something. But where? In the deen. Wallah, I remember I was in Chicago, I bought the first car in my life. Volkswagen Bug, yellow color. And I was so happy. We went to slaughter shop, we bought a small goat, we slaughtered it, and we invited everybody. We have one sheikh at that time, somebody from the masjid over there said, Ya Abdullah, haram alayk, this is bid'ah. Ya Allah. Where is the bid'ah? Ya akhi, it's not in the deen. I am happy I bought the first car in my life. Ali said, now if you take your hand and put in the blood of the goat like this, and you come to the car and you go like this to protect it, that's bid'ah. That's haram. Huh? Yeah. But I'm not doing this.
Or if you pay
We're
more
enjoying,
for the goat than the car.
we're getting happy, huh?
Or if you pay more for the goat than you paid for the car. That could be bid'ah too.
Okay, so anyway. So the bid'ah has to be in the deen, brothers. Something out of the deen, do not. Otherwise, this will be bid'ah, this will be bid'ah, this will be bid'ah. All our life will be bid'ah. The faucet in our house will be bid'ah. The furnace in our house will be bid'ah. Faddali.
Okay. You missed he tried to say something, brother, here, and you missed him. He said, now it came to me also. They consider Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam birthday, the Mawlid, is not a deen thing. It's a social thing. This is the new now. Look at the jump how they jump over it. They said this is social thing So you cannot now get us with that. We want to celebrate that social.
We want to celebrate what?
The Mawlid, the Mawlid is a social thing now. عرف.
شو قالت ما
The
فهمت.
word is
Social.
عرف now. عرف.
Social event.
Some people are making so many tricks to legalize the situation. So somebody said it's not in the deen. So the Prophet ﷺ is not in the deen. Loving the Prophet ﷺ is not part of the deen. I mean, they claim whatever they want to claim, but their claim is not right. Okay? I'm celebrating Sha'ban. It is not in the deen. I'm celebrating the middle of Sha'ban. It is not the deen. I mean, their claim it is not right. So many people, they made a claim. By the way, it is part of the session today. I want to tell you how the bid'ah started. You know, like I told you about the birth of the Prophet. But I'm going to tell you, see how people are humble and they take that emotional stuff. Al-Imam al-Tartushi is a very great scholar from Egypt. He wrote a book, it's called As-Sunan al-Mubtadi'at. Imam al-Tartushi was talking about that in about 418 lil-Hijrah, a guy came to Bayt al-Maqdis. His name is Ibn al-Hamra. The guy who came to Bayt al-Maqdis, his name is Ibn al-Hamra. Ibn al-Hamra, they said that he has such a beautiful voice. Yani, if a bird was flying, he will stop to listen to him. So beautiful voice. This guy came to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa and he started making Qiyam Layl after the Isha. And people will stand behind him. When it came to be Laylatul Nisf in Sha'ban, the middle of Sha'ban, this guy told those people, he's going to recite so and so of Al-Quran, until the Fajr. So he stood up and a lot of people stand behind him. And because he has a beautiful voice, beautiful recitation, nobody left. So he said he did it the first year, he did the second year, he did the third year. And he said in the middle of Sha'ban and every year, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa was full all the way to outside. And then people start talking about, when somebody asked, why Laylatul Nisf in Sha'ban? So people said, then we're going to start fasting. So they start fasting and they start making qiyam. You see? Then as it went by, it became tradition. Those people who were visiting Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, they saw that, they took that to Syria. They took that to other places. It became back. And then somebody said they fabricated hadith about Laylatul Nisf and Sha'ban, that whoever fasted that day and made that night, man sama yawmaha wa qama laylaha غفر له أجر 50 سنة. That's the hadith. And the problem is, when people you tell them hadith, يا أخي the Prophet said that, اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد. They don't know more than that. They have so much respect and love for the Prophet ﷺ. By the way, even though I'm going to take a little detour, somebody came the other day and he said, I've heard you said that hadith so and so is da'if. The guy, not from our masjid, from different masjid, but he was passing by here. He saw one of the khatira or something. He was super mad. Wallahi. If he can hit me, he would have done it. Okay? The question is, he said hadith. I know. He said, I know that Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi said it. How could you say da'if? Understand the question? Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi said it in his Sunan al-Tirmidhi. He said it. And you have the audacity to say that it is no good? He cannot understand it. Where do I start with this guy? And I told him, brother, I don't need to blow your mind, but it is not only that hadith. There are 400 hadith in Sunan Tirmidhi that they are no good. 500, take it. And so is in Ibn Majah. So is in Abi Dawood. So is this, so is that. He said, you're saying this? Are you better than Imam al-Tirmidhi? Like, akhi, I'm not better. You need to understand how those scholars put the hadith. They don't understand that those people put the hadith that they have heard, but they did not go and make tahqiq. They did not go and separate between whatever is authentic was not. They didn't do that. That's why you find so many hadith that it's not good in him, Musnad Imam Ahmad, this and that, and so and so. Imam al-Bukhari, different. Imam al-Bukhari made the distinguishment. He studied the men, and he put only those that to him they have passed his examination or his scrutinizing. You see? So by the way, but anyway, so with those people you tell them, you know, Sum yawmaha, do night, like do this, do that. They take it and they run. And the biggest problem is the mashayikh. The biggest problem is al-mashayikh. In Syria, by the way, even though, not anybody take me wrong, we have a great scholar, so is in Egypt, so in everybody else. In every country, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have so many great scholars. I'm not talking about the scholar. I'm talking about the mashayikh, the a'imma, that they take care of the salawat. Mashayikh. They're known, they're not ulama. In Damascus, 10 years ago when I was there or more, I talked to somebody from Al-Awqaf. Al-Awqaf is the ministry that they take care of all the masajid and they take care of all the a'imma, the people who they become imam. I was talking to the guy in Al-Awqaf. I said, what is your criteria of having an imam? You know, if somebody want to become an imam, what is he supposed to have? He said, our criteria here it is. He must memorize Surah Al-Baqarah, criteria number 1. Al-Baqarah, criteria number 1. Criteria number 2, he must know Ahkam al-Tajweed. Okay? Thirdly, if he passed those 2, we will give him this book as a gift that he will choose from it topic. Good. What is this book? Tanbihul Ghafilin, the Imam al-Samarqandi. You would like to see this book? Come to my house, I'll show it to you. I have 3 copies of it. Tanbihul Ghafilin. You open the book of Tanbihul Ghafilin. All the subjects are beautiful. All the subjects are beautiful. حق الجار, الغيبة, النميمة, التقوى, الورع, الصلاة, الزكاة, الصيام, all of it. The ahadith, some of it is good, a lot of it is not good. A lot of it is not good. So here, what we call it al-awqaf is spreading the bad or not the weak hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And those people, the mashayikh, they take it when they prepare for khutbah al-Jum'ah, they make a copy of that and they make khutbah al-Jum'ah and they spread the hadith that is no good. You see? So that's another problem. Question.
Right here.
تفضل يا غالي.
We don't want to go home confused. So is it okay to celebrate birthday?
Well, would you like to be among the 350 years people?
No, not with the Prophet ﷺ, for each other. Let's say he's 30 years old. Can I go and say celebrate with him? Happy birthday?
I myself, I don't find anything wrong with it. It has nothing to do with the deen. It has nothing. I know a lot of people that disagree with me. Okay? A lot of people will disagree. But it is happiness. You know, the scholar, some of the scholars said, to celebrate your birthday, you should not. The reason you should not, because you should cry on yourself on that day because you are 1 year closer to your hole, to your grave. I am talking about celebrating if you have a son. If a son was born to you, you want to make a celebration because you have a new son. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? But for me to celebrate every day of my birth and every year, even though it is not in the deen, so I'm not going to call it bid'ah because it has nothing to do with the deen. Okay? But the idea is wrong. You see, for him to celebrate his birthday. To celebrate what? The sinful act that you have done the last year? The fact that you're getting closer to your grave? What are you celebrating? What are you happy about? Question the essential part. Okay? Conclusion is that we're not celebrating the birth of the Prophet ﷺ because we celebrate the birth of the Prophet ﷺ every day by making salah on the Prophet, by following the sunnah of the Prophet. If you want to celebrate the birth of the Prophet, do what he did. Fast on Monday and every Monday without specifying a certain Monday. And then the things that they are doing, they're making the 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, that is not true, number one. Number two, the thing that they're saying, it is not good. And a lot of those, they use al-Burda and they use this, they use that. Those are kufri stuff. I mean, kufri stuff. What's kufri stuff? They are using something belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're giving it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see? And that's not right. So we do not celebrate the birth of the Prophet because we're not better, we're not more knowledgeable, we're not more lovable to the Prophet than those people who came 350 years of the beginning of Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ gave them the khayriyya, khayrul qurun. They are the best. They understand the best. As we understand our deen, we follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, the sunnah of the Prophet, and the understanding of the Sahaba. If those people have not done it, it is not done it. You know, and that's why Imam Ahmad radiallahu anhu said a very powerful sentence. He said, فَلْيَسَعُكُمْ مَا وَسَعَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مَا وَسَعَ الْأَوَّلُونَ. What was good for them, it is good for you. What was enough for them, it's supposed to be enough for you. Nobody will love the Prophet more than Sahaba and the companion. So, and they're not the one who have done it, we're not doing it. We're not going to do anything like that. We're not going to say anything that it is not right. We're not going to fabricate and make gathering and give halwa and cook and stuff like this and make shi'r and make this and that. You want to celebrate the Prophet? Adopt to his sunnah. You want to follow the Prophet? Adopt his sunnah. فَاسْتَمْسِكْ بِالَّذِي أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ. فَاسْتَمْسِكْ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Zukhruf, فَاسْتَمْسِكْ بِالَّذِي أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ إِنَّكَ عَلَى الْحَقِّ الْمُبِينِ. Stamsik. Hold on to what has been prescribed to you, what has been transparent to you, what has been, given to you in detail. وَإِنَّكَ لَتَهْدِي إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ صِرَاطِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. You see? So, ما آتاكم الرسول, Surah Al-Hashr, ayah number 7. ما آتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. The point is, ما آتاكم فخذوه. And then beside, if celebrating the birth of the Prophet is something good, like one of the scholars said, that means you're saying that the Prophet ﷺ had failed in delivering the message to you. Because if it is good, why wouldn't he tell us? You see, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَمَا مِن شَيْءٍ, I told this hadith many times, وَمَا مِن شَيْءٍ يُقَرِّبُكُمْ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَيُبَاعِدُكُم مِّنَ النَّارِ إِلَّا وَدَلَلْتُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ. And the opposite. So, if this is something good, will bring you closer to Islam, will bring you closer to Allah, well, it is ibadah, the Prophet then would have showed us that. He didn't show us the celebrating of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. That means if you believe it is good, that means you're accusing the Prophet of misdelivering the message. You see? So that's the point. So we're trying to do exactly what the Prophet ﷺ did and what the Sahaba did. And Jazakallah khair for the question. to clear it up.
آخر واحد بسرعة على
تفضل.
بتقول لك التبرع بالأعضاء عند الموت ما حكمه؟
Okay, I have made a study about this and I made a publication. I wrote it down and I sent it to ISNA because we had so much debate about it. It's a long subject but very brief. It has to be from the Muslim to the Muslim. It has to be with the consent of the donor or the consent of his family. If it is a Muslim, it has to go to a Muslim. We can accept from non-Muslim to a Muslim, but we cannot accept from a Muslim to a non-Muslim. Fourth one, it has to be with the consent of the Muslim or his family. Also, it should not be violating any burial procedure. In other words, somebody died today, they want to take some of his body. We already agreed, his family agreed, or he did already agree, but we have to put him in the cooler for 2 days until we bring the other person for preparation. We said no. Because that is going to delay his burial. That should not be done. Fifth condition is, it has to be with a full respect. It shouldn't be, to play with him or with non-respect. Like, if you visit one of those medical school and they find those deceased person, those students, they could play or they could expose his aura or they could do this or that's not acceptable partially or completely for a Muslim. It has to be with respect. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith reported by Muslim and Ahlul Sunan, كسر عظم أخيك ميتا ككسره حيا. To break the bone of your Muslim brother, even dead, as if that you break it when he's alive. The Muslim is a Muslim. He has full respect. So even if we're going to take some with all of those conditions, the respect and the preservance of his body and of his aura, it has to be met, and we should not be taken more than what he applied. Another condition is, if he accepts to take the qarniya of the ayn, you take only the qarniya of the ayn, not open up and take the kidney and the liver and whatever, or do experiment on him. No. So those are basically the conditions.
Another question quickly. Donating blood to the non-Muslim.
You're giving blood to the non-Muslim? Okay. For the blood, they were more lenient, the scholar said, that for a humanity, unless he is aduwwul Islam. They specify that. If somebody known to be adu, no, you don't give him nothing. Okay? But if he is not adu, he's a regular person, Christian, Jews, or whatever, and they're going to save his life, then we can give it to him. Wallahu a'lam. Taddal, Doctor.
Sheikh, I've got a question. Every now and then I go through these periods where making khushu during salah for me is very difficult. I mean, he's really playing games with me. Sometimes I forget how many rak'ahs.
I need a special session for that.
Okay.
I talked to Sister Maisa to assign it. We need to assign a session for khushu' by itself. He's asking about assigning a session for khushu' and how do I attain more khushu' in the salah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Yes, sister.